What's going on, guys? This video is being shot completely because I have insomnia and I cannot sleep, and it's after midnight now. I gotta go to work tomorrow. But went to Boone, North Carolina with a friend today, and got some stuff and got a little something the other day. So I figured I'd show that off, and probably just talk for a minute here after this. A few updates on a few things. First thing I got is, everybody who's followed my channel knows that I try to get the old school Disney cartoon movies, and I get them on cheap on the clamshell VHS, and picked up Sleeping Beauty. And I know there's a lot of people that are like, well, like the Disney stuff, and I don't know if it sounds like the most manly thing to click, but I really don't care. But art-wise, background-wise, and the animation-wise, like the art of doing this and stuff, you can't beat some of this stuff. The Sleeping Beauty has one of those styles. When I watch this, it's the 50s. You know what I mean? It's definitely a period piece. Plus, it's got a dragon in it. They had a knight fighting a dragon in this. Even though it was the witch transformed in there. Just really good things you can get by the fairies. The fairy godmothers. They get on my nerves. But this is good stuff, man. It was cool to get that. I've got a ton of these now. I'm pretty close to probably having all the ones I want. And the ones that I really want go from, like, Snow White all the way up to, I think, of into the 50s, Peter Pan and stuff. Around the time Jungle Book and Aristocrats came out, yeah, I think Disney was kind of losing it and stuff. But there were a lot of great movies. I've got a lot after that people have sent me that are really good. Don't get me wrong. But something about the original ones, it's like they didn't have so many rules with their animation. Where a lot of people don't know is that Disney started handing out memos and telling their artists, don't do this, don't do that, and I think that kind of made the animation bland, and that's why Don Bluth sort of broke away from Disney and hired a bunch of people, and they spent years on the weekends and stuff making The Secret of NIMH, where that had a lot more storytelling and stuff, not so restricted. Grain of salt there. It's off of memory here. Alright, stopped at a little yard sale, and I passed something up a couple weeks ago at this garage sale. This little lady apparently has a basement full of stuff. She might be pulling out some comics this week. I think she's probably, I don't know, maybe a little bit less than a 30-mile drive from here. I'm going to go down there this weekend and see if she found any books and stuff. But she had a record player, and it wasn't just a record player. It was one of those record players that you set in your living room because the thing folds down, and all of a sudden you've got a whole new table to put stuff on. She had it for $35, and I didn't have the cash on me. She was out in the middle of the country, and then I realized that thing was probably just that much too big, just too big by that much. Probably fit in my car to get it home, and I felt bad about it. So I went by there, and she's got another record player with some speakers and stuff. So I kind of regret that. So when I stopped there today, I got some odds and ends, nothing really anything, but she had this little box, and I got an 80s toy. It's the Rubik's Snake. And I'm going to go dig through some old comic books because I remember they had an ad in them of all the shapes you can make and stuff. And I'll probably look up, see if there's a YouTube video if anybody did anything. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but my friend's kid, who was 10 years old, she bought a Rubik's Cube, and she put that down and played with this pretty much the whole trip there and back. Just to kind of show you that some of these old school toys will make you forget that you have an iPod and use your imagination a little bit. And actually, she did a shape here to where she started messing with me, putting it on my shoulder, man, and it actually felt pretty good. She was able to, I don't know what the shape was, man, but it was a good little massage. So, haha, funny. Got me a little Bart Simpson toy. It looked good at the time. It's kind of cool. I like the size of it, and it looks like Bart. It's just kind of cool. But what I really liked, it kind of made me chuckle. Well, before that, I bought an eyeball for some reason. And I would show you the eyeball, but there's liquid in it, and you have to be looking down like this to see it, And I've got this, man. Got me a Batman, the animated series in action figure, which is actually pretty cool. And I've got some of the Tick, so maybe I can, have them all meet and stuff. So I just thought this was really cool when I saw it. Alright. Oh yeah, and at a Goodwill today, my friend, for 80 cents, I'm going to watch this when I try to go to bed. The Dick Tracy movie, I think this came out in 90. And it's got Al Pacino, Madonna, Warren Beatty and stuff. And I feel like I'm one of the only people that never watched this. I think I've seen a bit here and a piece there. But I didn't want to go see it because the Batman movie by Tim Burton had come out, and when I saw the trailer for this, I was kind of like, oh, they're trying to do Batman with Dick Tracy, you know. So we'll see if it's any good. All right, some other stuff I got. I got just a few comics here, and I spent more than I'm used to for the second or third time this month. I mean, that's it. I'm slowing down. But I mean, I still got some good deals, and overall, I couldn't pass some of this stuff up, and it wasn't really that much. I mean, I need to relax. For 50 cents a piece, I came closer to finishing my Tom Strong run. This is where Alan Moore, I don't know if he took a break or other artists and writers came in, but a guy named Paul Hogan came in here with Chris Sprouse and some other guys to number 23. These Tom Strongs are really good. You know, they're inspired by the old pulp books of the 30s and stuff. I think I talked to my buddy Steve Ogden, and I think he kind of said, you know, Doc, oh man, oh my God, what's his name? He's going to kill me. The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage, I think. Oh my God. Yeah, Doc Savage is kind of like Tom Strong. Or Tom Strong was more kind of like Doc Savage. Definitely it's where he feels the influence, if I remember the conversation right. Number 24. Number 25 is by Jeff Johns. And number 26, Mark Schultz, Pascal Ferry. I think Pascal Ferry is one of those artists I had my eye on about 10 years ago. And then Sean McManus, I don't know, number 27. Just a cool series. Then the dude, I asked him, I went through some of the boxes. Those were 50 cents a piece. Then I was going through some of the boxes, and their comics were priced outrageous. I even hit a few antique shops today, and people had throwaway garbage books in these antique shops trying to sell them for $6. I mean, I'm really trying to think of a title to kind of give you a heads up, to give you where their mindset was, but it's like a bunch of image stuff, like, I don't know, Blood Axe or something, or, you know, one of those books that was blood in the title and stuff, and you know, $6.95. They just had boxes and boxes of junk comics, and he just stuck $6.95 in all of them. Anyway, this was from a comic book shop called Plan 9 in Boone, North Carolina. Anyway, so I'm going through the boxes, and I found a couple books here, and they didn't have a price tag on them. And in his store, I feel like you'll see what I'm saying, how I think they're overpriced, you know. You know, and he said, well, there's no price on them, they're $1. And I'm like, all right. So I ended up picking up another set of Future Imperfect, the Hulk Future Imperfect. 2-issue miniseries came out in the 90s where the Hulk meets the Maestro, a future version of himself, by Peter David and George Perez. It is awesome. So I'm going to get, these are upgrades. I'm going to put my older set on eBay this weekend. $1 a piece. And there's quite a gem I'll show you at the end. These books I actually paid the price for, okay? I am collecting, putting together the entire Blackest Night run, including crossovers and stuff. And now I'm 3 away. I need Blackest Night Batman. It was a 3-issue miniseries number 2. I need Green Lantern Corps number 39, which I didn't know was a Blackest Night crossover. And the one I thought I had, and apparently I don't have because I dug through my stuff and I don't know what happened. They came out with a Suicide Squad issue. In the Blackest Night, they brought back a couple of titles for one more issue, like Starman ended at 80. They brought out Starman 81. Did a Green Arrow, Green Lantern book. They, oh my gosh, what else did they do? Phantom Stranger book. They gave it one more issue from where they canceled it back in the 70s. And Hawkman and Atom, you know. So, you know, it's 3 issues. Green Lantern Corps number 39, Batman, Blackest Night Batman number 2, Green Lantern Corps 39. But I picked up this, and yes, I paid $3 for it. I figured out if it was there, and I figured why not. This is Superman Batman number 67, but for this issue, these 2 issues, it was a 2-part story. That went with Blackest Night. I already had that one. Scott Collins wrote and drew this, but if you look at the logo, it's backwards. This was Bizarro and Man-Bat fighting Solomon Grundy, who was brought back. I got this one. This really surprised me, man. He charged cover price, and now that I think about it, I don't know, I don't ever remember seeing it for sale, so apparently it got bought up, but it was Teen Titans number 77, and I already flipped through it, and that cover is very, all those characters don't pop up. Those are a bunch of dead Titans brought back by the Black Rings. They're not in here. you know, I'll look at it again. Then I got this for $2, and when I saw it, I couldn't believe it. Okay, because it's about a $10 to $12 book, which anyway. But it's $2. It was Blackest Night Titans #1, but this is the variant cover. And another thing that's cool is when I was going through my list of stuff here, looking online, seeing what these are really worth, see if my memory is right, is I found out that I've got another Blackest Night variant cover that I didn't know. It's worth $12. I thought I had the regular edition, so I found another little gem in there. Then this is the one that made me ask, and I got this. This book's worth $20 to $24, and you'll know it when you see it. And this thing is mint. It's still white. There's just a few little stress lines here coming off the spine. Pages are creamy. Doesn't look like it's aged today, to tell you the truth, and it still has that new comic book smell, if you can believe that. Batman 407 Year 1 Part 4. Got it for $1 because he had no price on it. So that was kind of a cool find. That made it worth the trip. What to talk about here real quick. I made a video about being in the community and not stressing things out. Kind of tips on collecting comics to have fun with it and stuff. And I think it was Thuggy One, and it seems like somebody else kind of mentioned it. They kind of come for the stories about my good fella neighbor and stuff. And to let you know why there's not a whole lot of stories going on is actually I think we're getting along. I think he finally found my boundary not to cross. I'll put it out there. He went too far. I had a married couple come over here that were friends of mine, and we went out for a little bit, and when I came back they dropped me off, and he popped up that night, and he was nosing around. An old man. I'm not going to say anything. For you guys that are newer subscribers, I used to tell stories about my neighbor over here who, when I moved down here a little bit over a year ago now, came over here and he's announced he's from up north. He's from New York, claimed to be like a hitman for the mafia back in the late 60s, early 70s, told a terrible story about his wife, why he wouldn't kiss her, because he knows where the mouth's been when he got her out of the bar back in 68 or something. I was just like, wow. And he's supposedly recorded me, and I think he did a background check on me because I got an email 2 or 3 days after he threatened to do it, to do a background check on me, that came in and said somebody did a background check on me. And I even found out that his name is not the name he told me, and everybody in town says he's nuts. But anyway, I had some friends come over, and he kind of insinuated that he insinuated something pretty bad, involving 2 guys and a girl, and I was not pleased with that. And after he said it, and I realized what he said, and I realized he was saying it around town, I saw him at a gas station, and he was informing me that he's keeping that camera on me, recording everything that's going on over here. And I informed him I will be turning everything around, and I'll be recording him with this, and had a few other words. I actually kind of forgot that he was 70 years old for a minute. I was pretty mad, but I maintained myself. I'm still a gentleman at heart. So every time I see him now, it smiles. And I got a cheeseburger yesterday, and I had it to go, but he came in. We actually sat down and just had a normal talk. So that's what's going on with the good fella guy. What else has been going on? Took a few days off of work last week, and a day or two probably this week. And I got to tell you, man, for you guys that followed along and those guys that talk behind the scenes, I know we haven't been doing that. I know there's a lot of new guys that I come off kind of weird to with some comments and context and attitude and stuff. But I've gotten out and I've people watch and met some people, and wouldn't say that I've made any new friends or anything like that. But I've kind of noticed that I dealt with a lot of loneliness there for a little bit, a big life change, and it was kind of weird because before how my life was before that, I spent a lot of time alone and stuff after my divorce and stuff. And I'm in a good place. I think I've realized I'm in a good place, and it's not from getting out and seeing people with their messes, seeing people with their problems, seeing people with, their warts and all kind of showing and stuff like that. It's not from saying, wow, they have it worse off than me or something like that. It's kind of from seeing some of the choices they've made, seeing hearing some of their mindset, and kind of watching people here, and kind of I've always kind of stood on my own 2 feet, always one way or the other. Always kind of took care of myself a little bit, tried to take care of some other people and stuff here and there, more or less. I'm only human. But I think the ground that I'm standing on now is a lot firmer. It's one thing to hold your own stand on your own 2 feet and make your way through life, but it's another thing when you don't have a good foundation to stand on. You know, and tell you what, a little bit more confident, not so eager to please. I think I had that thing where a little bit of, you get a little bit, you go from being alone to feeling lonely, and you kind of, lose yourself a little bit. And I think over the past year and a half now, coming up on it, I think what's happened is I didn't realize that I got to know myself all over again. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. Because when you get all wrapped up in life and you get wrapped up with other people and stuff, and it's not a bad thing, you connect with people, you still kind of lose yourself a little bit, and you kind of learn yourself a little, learn about yourself all over again. You kind of grow as a person a little bit. You end up having a big hole in your life, and you get to fill that hole up with what do you have to fill it up. I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe, I'm sure people have had different walks of life and different experiences. Don't know exactly what that means. I mean, it's not a buzzkill, it's not a bummer. It's one of those things where you kind of stop for a minute, you look around, and I realize I've got a handful of really good people, around now and stuff, instead of spread out all over the place, and people who are acquaintances or people who you just see here and there. I don't know if that means, I need to say maybe that doesn't make sense, because I know it makes sense to a lot of people. And people in the YouTube community and stuff, got a few people that I talk to, I call, a few people I hope to stay friends with, maybe keep in touch with them better in a little bit when I'm not so busy and stuff. I mean, it's amazing. You can live by yourself, and it seems like it's all or nothing, or you don't have a lot going on, and it seems like, but when you're responsible for everything, working, taking care of the car, taking care of the yard, just having a meal or going out to eat or something like that, it really eats up your time, because you're doing everything. Multitasking doesn't work sometimes, because so yeah, I think that's just a few words I had to say, and trying to think what else here, man. So yeah, if for the past month or two or something like that, I've kind of said some odd things, or it seems like it's odd out of context, it's really not odd. It's just kind of like, here's what's on my mind. It's a little bit blunt, because we got some other things kind of going on, I think, and I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here, but it's kind of like you get blunt and get to the point, because you reach a point where you feel a little bit more satisfied in life. uh, Living by yourself, being 40, single more or less, collecting comics, going to flea markets, going to work, coming home, and then seeing all the other drama that people have in their lives, that kind of makes you shake your head a little bit. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a matter of counting blessings. It's that some of the choices you made weren't bad, and some of the situations you were put into, you kind of come out on top a little bit for now. Things happen down the line. So yeah, that's it. That's it. So I hope everybody's able to sleep tonight. Hope everybody's enjoying their summer, and I hope everybody's smiling.